morph into more of just a community call, right? We want it to be like a spectacle type event. And there's a lot that can potentially go into that right now. Like the meta showcase is like phase 1 to that. It's actually in progress at the moment.
Yeah.
Like you could probably see it. Like there's the spotlight creator this week is Archiverse Studios, and we're in the process of rearranging his metas within the arena here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's one, the shift of date, and then the other, I think Will's bot technology totally failed us or something like that.
You know what? I think it was human error when so we're using this program to schedule tweets just to make it easier and kind of plan ahead. And and so I scheduled the tweet, but I think I scheduled it a week after it's supposed to actually tweet. And so, but I mean, it was just one of those tweets where it's like, hey, in an hour we're gonna have a community call. Like that was pretty much it. So, but yeah.
But still, those are the two variables that are different this week than the last. So, nonetheless, people will trickle in slowly once they realize the MetaZone call is live. So, let your friends know.
Dang.
Yeah, let's start it off, lads. Just make sure you guys can hear us.
Yeah.
If you can, say something in chat. You know, spam us with some heart emojis, whatever you want, dude. Loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
Thank you,
All
Neb.
right, Neb. All right, so man, so we're on a Monday. You know what? Because of this call, we've only done this call about 8 weeks in a row now, but it's funny how the brain gets used to this routine. It feels like a Friday, dude. Monday feels like a Friday. Isn't that weird?
I think so. It's also because like we both had really rough weekends, so it's like actually this call is kind of like dissociative in a way. It's like I feel a little bit of freedom from like the stress of real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what Fridays usually lead into. It's like that same escapism. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's just some family stuff, but we just have to deal with it, and you guys know what we're talking about. So yeah, I mean, personally, I always look forward to Mondays. I know that sounds like some bullshit like thing.
Wait, why? What's the reason behind that?
Well, because on Mondays, like during the weekend, like everything's calm, like usually, right? This weekend was a little bit different, but everything's calm. There's like no notifications on my cell phone, like nothing's really happening for the most part, like in the crypto sense. But on Mondays, I get all these notifications, right? There's like these support things we got to do, and then there's like questions of potential partners. I mean, we're always getting hit up for interviews, to interview people. And so I just find all these things kind of interesting. And so I look forward to the week.
So in other words, you like your job pretty much. Like if you had a job that you weren't so fond of, Mondays would be.
No, I've had those jobs.
Dread fest, right?
Yeah, we've all had those jobs, so we know what Monday dread is. So yeah, I feel.
Well, that's good. That's good to know, dude. Freaking, the man steering the ship loves his job, dude. That's good to know.
Oh man! All right, so yeah, so every week, well, usually every week on Fridays. Now it's on Mondays. We get together to talk about some MetaZone updates, talk about the metaverse. We're seeing a lot of new stuff happening right now, which we'll kind of jump into in a second. And so Mondays at 10 p.m. UTC, we talk about MetaZone and the updates. And then on Thursdays, we talk about our Rovi project, which is right here. Oscar is showing his Rovi backpack. But right next to us are these digitized Rovis, these unique battle bots that are happening. And so we have a dedicated time for that, 10 p.m. UTC on Thursdays. And yeah, so a lot of stuff's been happening on the back end, outside of like the whole family thing. But yeah, I mean, we're just happy to be here, a little bit less stressed to a certain extent, just because we get to spend some time with you guys. And we get to talk about Archiverse and his badass builds. So yeah.
Definitely shout out Archiverse for later on today will be a giveaway.
Yeah, of course. We got the good old Pope to give away. We have Archiverse is also sponsoring this call to a certain extent. He's giving away his meta. And so one of you lucky listeners will get a chance to get one of these deployable assets into the metaverse. So, I mentioned earlier, we're seeing a lot of, I don't know, projects getting into the metaverse. Who would have thunk that, right? It was not only barely a year ago, we were on a roundtable call and we were asking each other like whether or not we were crazy. It's like, should we be spending any time in the metaverse? Like, or are we just like, masochists where like we're talking into an empty room where there's like 10 people in the metaverse for the most part. And
yeah, I think it's because just the sentiment at the time was so fixated on DeFi.
Yeah.
I remember those days. And we were just kind of like outside observers because we were so fixated on the metaverse while nobody was paying attention, right? So like, damn, dude, we might be fucking up in a big way here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're just not looking at the right stuff. But yeah, like these days it's complete opposite, right? Like now if you're a DeFi bra, you're probably like in a state of, existential angst as well. I was like, dude, maybe I should be making metaverses. So maybe, we need to find a way to get involved. And that's what we're noticing, right? We're starting to see more developers throw their name in the ring, in the hat, whatever.
For sure. Yeah, you're right. I mean, everybody was so fixated on DeFi about a year ago, and for good reason, right? There's a ton of money to be made there. But DeFi is like incredibly complicated. There's so much pressure on you to build these smart contracts where they don't get hacked. And we've seen what happens when you get hacked. I mean, you just get completely wiped. And then, so it's just hard to do anything DeFi. But
dude, hold on. Yeah. Before we continue this discussion, you can grab a beer at this bar, apparently.
Oh shit, let's do it.
I already got mine, dude. I'm waiting for you to grab yours, dude. Let's cheers to something, everybody. So there's a bar deployed on the second floor. This is, I believe, is one of the drops of this week. So let me find out exactly who made this.
All right, so I can get a beer or a shot here. Oh dang, I got it.
Well, you can get a shot? I didn't see the shot. I got a shot,
dude.
Oh, there it is. Wait, no.
Yeah, it's floating. Dude, that's awesome.
You can drink it too, dude.
How do you drink it?
Just click on it.
Oh shit!
Like, click on your own mug of beer as it's floating in front of your. There you go.
That's hilarious.
Yo, dude, this is actually legit as fuck. All right, Swank Bar by Arc Arelli is interactive.
Dang.
Dude, what the F, dude? That's awesome.
It's about time. We need more like social activities in the metaverse, and this is exactly what we're looking for.
So is this going to be our new freaking booze coin?
Booze coin.
Social token. It's like the more booze you consume, it's like some sort of leaderboard system to distribute the booze coins to.
Yeah. Hey, did you ever play this game called it's pronounced I think it's pronounced Deus Ex, but it looks like Deus Ex.
Yeah, I've heard of Deus Ex. What about it?
Did you play it?
I don't think I ever did.
Well,
I saw the commercials though; they look great.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic game. But in the game, you can go to these bars and you can drink, and your character will actually get drunk, and it would be difficult to kind of move the guy. So this, I don't know why this reminded me of it.
Yeah, I remember. I always wondered if like metaverse drugs or narcotics would become a thing, and I don't see why they wouldn't. Like, but it has to have like an actual, like you're saying, like an impact on your viewer experience, right? Like, imagine if this dude was slinging some sort of mushrooms.
Yeah.
And you ate a few of them. All of a sudden, your I don't know, the colors on your screen are a little more vibrant than they used to be.
Yeah.
Like this, right? I don't know if these things are possible in essentially. It's starting to look like it's getting closer. At least we can interact with our beverages. Glurp
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like actual changes to like our like interface. I don't know if that's doable or not.
Yeah,
But it should be. I think it is because there's smart wearables, right? That change it, that kind of stuff.
Well, the smart wearables, but I think it shows you like GLBs that are there that aren't there without that glasses thing. So
Yeah.
so I don't know if it can kind of manipulate your actual view here, but yeah, this is very cool. So Arcarelli made this, and then of course in the back we have a bunch of Archiverse buildings. So that blue one right there is the one that we're giving away today. So this one's really cool. So yeah, so thank you guys for being here. We're going to be giving away that Pope in a few minutes. So it's very similar process if you've been here before with a MetaZone bot. Let me go back up there.
There's a link to the drop page, guys, if you want to see these metas too, by the way, on MetaZone. Yeah, the Universe Lab built the bar, and the animated bartender, Arcarelli, built, I think, the interactive mugs and drinking vessels. So this is a good showcase of how you can combine two separate metas created by different creators.
Oh, that's crazy.
And like you have like a whole experience here, you know?
Oh shit, you're right. So Universe Labs did the bar, and then Arcarelli did the actual like functionality of it.
Yeah, so this is like a straight up collaboration here.
Dang.
And this is why I ask, like, whenever we do our interview series. So, by the way, Dahlia's not here, is she?
No, I think she's tending to that situation. So,
okay, let me get the link. Let's see. Oh, damn, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, this is why like every week we interview a spotlight creator, right, and ask them the question, like, who do you want to collaborate with in the future? Like, in an attempt to inspire everyone who's constructing things to, you know, do things like this. Not everyone who is like a specialist in architecture and design,
yeah,
necessarily has like development abilities, right? Who can add interactivity or like functionality to their creation. So like, there's tons of collaborative potential, you know, and not all developers want to, you know, have the design chops to build like cool shit like this bar, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a great marriage between like two whole different communities, right? Architects, 3D modelers, and developers. Like that is who the metaverse is for.
Yeah,
right?
I think we're going to see sort of an evolution of all these great 3D modelers start collaborating with developers to make functionalities like just drinking a beer. I mean, that takes a developer to do that, right? You can't just animate that stuff with a click. So yeah, I think we're going to see that collaboration sort of manifest naturally. But yeah, man, I think these buildings here, I was going to say, we gotta like spend, you know, I don't know, a couple hours per week, dabbling into Blender and like understanding how to like, you know, do this stuff. Cause that symphony, dude, it keeps playing in my head and I really can't do anything about it. So I need to get that symphony out there.
I got some symphonies myself, dude. Like as far as like some kind of some metas that I would like to see get crafted.
Yeah.
You know, I've always had this idea of like, you know how like in Bloomberg they have you know, Bloomberg made all the money because they made like trading stations for like, you know, top tier traders on Wall Street.
Yeah.
I feel like the metaverse would be like an even better playground for such type interfacing with the markets. You know what I mean? Like you could build like a Bloomberg 3-dimensional portal in the metaverse as a meta, I think, where you could like just interact with all these different interfaces and keep track of so many different things on the market better than you could like in some office in like in some high rise in New York City. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but that is obviously a very complex meta. It has tons, but the fact that like the Dex machine exists is proof enough to me that it's possible.
Exactly.
You know, like, yeah, like it can be done, but
and that's really what motivated us to like highlight a bunch of these creators, is because you can't really know what's possible until somebody does it, and then once they do it, it's like it sort of I don't know, it triggers this creativity, right? It triggers the ability to think a little bit more outside the box once you're able to see what people can do.
Yep.
So yeah.
Okay. So what other metas do we have? So Archiverse has 2 drops this week.
Let's
like
see.
this beautiful igloo like looking contraption here in the middle, right? With the staircase coming up to the top.
So it's the curved tower, which is the blue one, and then this pavilion called Parametric Pavilion. and that's going to be dropping tomorrow, so in about 20 hours.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if you guys want to check out that interview, here's some thoughts on interoperability, why it's going to be important for our creators in the future. I linked the article that we just posted today. Go ahead, check it out. Give us some claps at the bottom once you're done reading it. And yeah, what else? I think there's another building here. This is a green one, I think made by Axelrod Industries, dude.
Dude,
wow.
Axelrod. Yeah,
Good
so yeah, Axelrod makes well, he's known, at least to my eyes, like making these cool cars. So now he's dabbling into the buildings.
Well, he's been making buildings, I think.
Well, he has, but like submissions, as far as submissions from Axelrod into MetaZone, it's like,
true.
I think it's only been vehicles. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, this is the first post NFT era like building submission from Axelrod. You're right. So yeah, in case you guys are new, like all of these are NFTs deployable in the metaverse. So yeah, definitely go to the drops page to find out more.
Yeah, and then of course we're in a core of creation called the Corona Zombies PvP arena. So we've been slowly updating this thing because we're going to be hosting another event for Corona Zombies in a couple of weeks where we battle out for specifically an Axelrod vehicle. So yeah, so this is going to be updated. You're going to see some cool weapons, and then on top of that, the functionality here at Corona Zombies is going to be like free to play access, right? So everybody can have a shot at winning this meta. So yeah, stay tuned for that. All right, let's see. Okay, so good. Finally in. All right, Third Eye. Thanks for joining us, man.
Well, Third Eye's here. What's going on, man?
Dude, Third Eye's got a crazy ass building at his location, focused on, I guess, a medley of a little bit of everything, including rovies. Damn, that's what we should call it, dude. People that combine metas together is a medley.
Medley?
Yeah, medley.
Why not, dude? We can call it whatever we want. But I mean, yeah, like it's good. It's very good to see these types of things come to life, you know?
Yeah.
Before our eyes. And I think correction. I don't think the bar is what we're giving away today, right?
No, it's the blue building.
Yeah, it looks like a vert ramp.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what's up for grabs today on the giveaway here in about probably like 20, 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah, I guess one of the topics for today is so we're seeing, like we mentioned earlier, we're seeing a bunch of companies kind of jump into the metaverse, and so they're doing the typical crypto activity, right? They're boosting their traction on Twitter through means that are not very genuine, right? So which we expect, right? We saw that in DeFi. We see that practically in every industry, right? So they're pumping up their numbers. So that's one thing that we're seeing. The other thing is when you do that on Twitter, it tends to show up on people's I guess timeline, and so that's the whole point of doing it, right? So it makes sense. But when you go and actually investigate, these projects, there's a lot to be desired, to say the least. And so I was talking to Iman about this, and I was like, well, to some extent, we make these mistakes too. Like these mistakes that we're seeing these projects do, we're making the mistakes. And one of them is we need to populate our documentation. If you guys have been part of the call, in the last couple of weeks, we talk about how everything that we do is going to be a tool that others can leverage. And with that tool, people should be able to leverage it, right? Use it. And so you can't really use it without the proper documentation. And so we haven't done that. And so we need to do better. And we're going to be doing that. So that way, like, for example, the Rovi project, there's going to be better documentation on that. So people can leverage the meta engine that Corp created to actually create, PFP projects that are deployable in Decentraland. And so we're going to be doing better documentation on that. Obviously, better documentation on everything MetaZone wise, and so all these like cool little functions that you're seeing, anyone could leverage them. And so yeah, that's one thing that we're going to be focusing on here in a couple of weeks. But these projects I find pretty interesting because I go back to those days in the early days where we were like the only ones chirping in this world. Now all of a sudden it's like the cool kids to be in the metaverse. So yeah, I mean that's what we expect, right?
That's a nice way to say it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we predicted this, so I guess we'll go into it in a later date. Like, I don't know, like, I don't think we need to make any more PSAs. We already did that, like, on our channel, right? Anytime there's like a new,
let me ask these guys,
emerging sector, a new mania.
I'm curious.
What's that?
How do you guys determine whether a project is being genuine or, potential rug pull? Like, how do you guys determine it? Just give me some ideas. I'm curious because we have our own way. I mean, we've talked about it.
So what are the red flags is what you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's see what you guys think. I mean, a lot of you guys are like seasoned experts when it comes to evaluating projects at this point, especially NFT ones. And I think people are slowly starting to realize, because NFTs was one of the biggest booms recently, there's a lot of examples of disingenuous, project offerings out there. So
yeah,
by now, I'm sure a lot of people got burnt on a lot of these things, and
we've learned some
now
lessons.
These red flags are a little more obvious, right?
Yeah. Okay, so we got some. So stolen art, that's a good one that I actually didn't think about. But determining that the art was stolen, that's got to take some experience because I don't know. I don't think it's that easy to be like, hey, that's like somebody else's art. But that's a good one. Grind Junkie says, for me, it's gotten pretty good at the feeling. He says, like, if they even set up right, Discord, no activity, little things. So it's like the little details. Yeah, I agree with that. Stolen meshes, that's another good one. I feel like it's kind of difficult. If you don't have experience, it's going to be difficult to find stolen stuff. Team not doxed. That's another one that you and we debate about, like, back and forth on, because you believe that you don't necessarily need to be doxed to have like a genuine project, and to a certain extent I agree. However, there isn't technology built to the point where you have a history of building like genuine projects associated to some, tag name, right? Like Satoshi, right?
Yeah. There's not enough on-chain identity infrastructure yet to allow that. But I'm in total support of like this idea, and like I'm believing we're going to see it more and more in the future. Like once these like identity protocols are much more standardized.
Yeah,
right?
I totally agree. I totally agree, because right now a lot of the cool stuff that happens in crypto, there's like SEC implications with a lot of stuff that's happening. And so if you're going to be building these things, you can't really dox yourself because, all of a sudden the big brother comes in and stomps you down, right? So
let's see, like what I just said is like it can also be like co-opted by obviously bad actors. Like, oh look, we're like real Web3 bras. We're all here with our Bored Ape profiles, dude. Like, trust us, right? We're all Bored Apes and shit. And so there's a lot of esteem and influence to that, and people could use that to manipulate the public, and it works, and it's a huge potential problem in the future,
Yeah.
But only if we allow it to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's see some other ones here. We're the cool kids now. Yeah, so let's see.
Do Americans get taxed on NFTs? We get taxed on everything.
Pretty much. Yeah, anytime that you purchase an asset and then you sell it for more, that's a taxable event. Or sell it for less, it's still taxable. You can claim the losses, in other words. Third Eye, change the subject. You're looking at meta sexy. Yeah, who is that? Is that who has that suit?
That's Neb, dude.
Is that Neb? Man, where you at? Let's see. I want to take a look at this. Yeah, I saw that.
Will really gets it to these wearables.
Yeah, man. I'm really impressed with all this stuff. I don't see you, Neb. Wait, maybe I do. There she is. Dude, this is pretty crazy. What the hell? That is impressive. This is sort of my style, dude. Like high tech. Yeah, this is great. I wonder.
So it looks like a Marvel superhero.
I don't know about Marvel. This looks like an advanced version of Ex Machina, like a killer version of Ex Machina. Yeah, that's cool. All right, let's see. It's Neb's robot suit. Yeah, it is super detailed. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, let's see. We got 2 minutes. Let's
a little bit of lag.
No, you're good, man. All right, let's do the Pope. Let me set this up. Same process as before. You're going to be interacting with the MetaZone bot. Send it a DM with the password. And the password is Archiverse Meta. Yeah, go ahead and get your Pope.
Shout out Archiverse Studios once again for supplying this. Actually, this isn't the giveaway, but for supplying the giveaway that's coming soon.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so this is the Pope. And yeah, get you some Pope action. All right, let's see here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to change these, aren't we? So, are we not calling it MetaZone Community Call anymore, or is it like Meta Monday? Is that the official branding of this event?
Yeah.
Or are we still waiting around to see? Like, I guess now's the best time to ask than ever, right? Like, you guys like Mondays or Fridays for these calls or these events? What do y'all think? Now's your time to sound your opinion, lads. Whatever you guys think is Monday's cool, man.
Monday's cool. Monday is cool.
Monday's perfect for me. Okay, Monday it is.
All right,
P-Dub,
2 for 2.
We gotta wait till what P-Dub's waiting.
Either or, okay.
Fridays. Oh damn, P-Dub just threw in the wrench. P-Dub's like Fridays, dude. Shit, Patrick with the good neutral response. I'm like you, Patrick, dude. Anything's good, whatever, man.
Yeah, same.
Don't make me pick. Okay, well, for now we're gonna keep it to Mondays, I guess, to experiment. Just I guess like having back-to-back days on calls is a little too condensed. Right now, we get to kind of like spread our love a little bit throughout the week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said earlier, like we want these calls to really morph into something bigger than just community calls. Even though community calls are essential and they're very important, you know.
You know what? I think it's like if you're like a new person, let's say in the metaverse, and you hear about a community call, I don't think it's inviting. I don't think it's I don't know what's the word, attractive enough, or it piqued the interest enough to like attend a community call. So I think if we rebrand it to like Meta Mondays, and you hear a bunch of guys talk about the metaverse, I don't know. I would think it's a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, I think we're going to incorporate more like gameplay down the line, right, to these Monday type events, especially for the giveaways of metas, because a lot of these metas are very valuable.
Yeah.
So we need to increase the difficulty to I guess, acquiring one of these free metas. So, you know, of course, we could do that with the arena we're in right now with Corona Zombies once we flesh it out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Or even like more arcade style games, which are much more intuitive, easy to play. It's just maybe we could do like a 5 to 10 minute tournament type activity. And the good news is we have the back end WebSocket server stuff figured out through Rovies, right? So that we could apply this to pretty much all of our games, right? So it doesn't really matter. Like we can have a shared multiplayer experience and like determine who wins these types of giveaway assets, which I think would be very fun. And then at the same time, a lot of these games like CZ has like a passive spectate to earn model. Rovies has this a spectate to earn models as well. So there's gonna be ways to passively earn during all these events as well. I mean, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there definitely is
in these events.
All right, I'm trying to pull up Pepe God's event. I think it starts. What is it? Tomorrow? What's today? The 23rd. I think it starts tomorrow. Let's see here. If it's not tomorrow, I think it's on the 26th. So yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know that that's happening. We're gonna push it on our Discord and then tweet about it as well. So stay tuned for that. But you'll be able to get a Rowie backpack on this event. So yeah, keep a lookout for that event. So going back to the chat here. So yeah, we're gonna keep it Meta Drop Mondays. Yeah, Oscar. I like the podcast. Yeah, Meta Mondays, nice. Driving tonight. If anyone wants to immerse themselves, yeah. So Third Eye, I have a question for you. Do you put on these music events like on a regular like daily basis, or because I feel like it happens pretty often? I'm just curious, like how you're able to set that up, and on top of that, is it live? Always like live artists? Normally 3 times a week. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool, man. We just saw 50 to 75% live. Nice. Yeah, we just saw a new metaverse where you can kind of just jump in and walk around. That's essentially what it is. But it feels like it's only higher resolution only because you're not rendering an entire world. You're just rendering like a small location. But their main use case is just showing off NFTs, which I think that's the lowest hanging fruit for any metaverse, which is fine. But yeah, they don't have any documentation for anything that they're doing, so it's a little weird. But they have music happening
speaking
there.
of that, it's kind of like the perfect segue, and I guess like discussing more about what our next focus is for the platform. It is to, I guess, expose new developers and creators to more more structured documentation, right? So. See, that's the problem. I think we're getting this feedback from like new creators entering the arena. Like we've been kind of begging for years. Like, well, come on, developers, get over here.
Yeah.
Like, stop trying to build DeFi food coins and stuff. Like, come try and build games or build different, micro economies within the metaverse. Anything really, just some type of ecosystem. And we've been approached and we've been hitting up a bunch of different projects we're working on, attempting exactly that in Decentraland, which is really cool to see, because like for a long time there was hardly any real development happening, so but our mission statement has always been, like since the beginning, was to make the people who are like, I guess, brave enough to attempt these things, make their lives a little easier, just because we happen to already come across all the walls and all the different barriers of understanding and all the limitations. Like, we're familiar with all of that, right? So we need to make it much more and like obviously clear how to like work around these barriers, right? And provide them the right tools, whatever it is. Right?
Yeah.
So we've been having a lot of discussions about this stuff, and we're figuring out the next steps to, following through on that mission statement we set forth like many years ago, right? Just to make the lives of the developer easier. So
yeah, man. Without that, I mean, developers aren't going to jump in, and there's so much stuff left to be built. It's ridiculous.
Well, they might jump in, but they might jump in and do the wrong thing, which most of them will. Like,
that's true.
The wrong thing, when we say the wrong thing, is just stuff that we know won't work, because we've seen other developers do those things and they never work.
Yeah.
Like, for a reason, because they're not sustainable. They're just, it's the metaverse is a whole new demon that nobody's ever like come across before, like developer wise. Like, how to build something sustainable in the metaverse is a lot of people they're not even aware like that's a problem. you know what I mean?
True. Yeah, there's a new element when it comes to like blockchain metaverses, is the economics. And and when I say economics, it's like, what incentive are you giving landowners to deploy your content, right? That's one thing. And then making a piece of content like a game sustainable through like a token, right? That has a new demon, like you're saying, to figure out. And it's definitely not easy. So yeah, that's one thing that we're going to get better at is getting that documentation and make it easier for people to build. So yeah, let's see. There's so like I said, we're going to be giving this thing away. All these items that that we have here is like just an example of all the stuff that you can do in Decentraland. One of the things that we're going to be doing as well is working on this interoperability that everybody is talking about now. And this is one of those buzzwords that we're going to see pretty much everywhere. And that's one of those, another aspect of the metaverse that's very difficult, right? Like the play to earn stuff is difficult. Building sustainable economies is difficult. And then on top of that, making content interoperable, another thing that's difficult. So yeah, just it's like kind of like a PSA to, you know, be wary, because a lot of people are going to use these buzzwords. They're going to use these flashy websites, and yeah, they don't know what they're talking about ultimately. All right, let's see. So other than that, I mean, it's a good Monday, right, I mean, shit. Where else would you rather be than here, right?
Oh yeah, I can't think of any nowhere else, dude. I was deep in reflection on Neb's comment.
Oh, I missed it.
Investors in the land are really grateful for your input in DCL. Yeah, thank you, Neb. Yeah, so that's the thing. Yeah, MetaZone and the ecosystem we're all building. It's to service everybody. I guess we do focus a lot on like developers, like in our talks, just because like they are the creators of things. But yeah, like MetaZone and what everybody participating in it does, it's for everyone, like the landowner and the players as well, right? So
one thing we can do though, iMan, is we should probably do like an actual roundtable and get a bunch of developers on the call, and specifically Decentraland creators, and just talk about like we were having a conversation for example, the DAO. There's a potential update on the cost of wearables. Yeah. And I remember there was like a legitimate reason to update the price, right? I think at a certain point it was 500 mana, and then mana went to like $5 or something, and then it was ridiculous. They reduced it to 100 mana, and then now they're bringing it back and trying to stabilize at a $500 USD price. There's some detractors that are saying $500 is too much, and I tend to agree. $500 seems like a lot, but I also agree with the other side is that, well, at least at $500, you're going to get at least a minimum quality of effort on your wearables. And what that will do is the end creator has to build something that's desirable so that people spend money on it. And then you create like this economy of like, you know, reasonably created wearables, not just t-shirts, you know? So I see both sides. I don't know. It's hard for me to make a decision on like what I should vote on, but these sorts of items we need to start participating, iMan, because they're important.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, we definitely need to be. So yeah, I guess maybe we should, a part of these Monday calls, maybe like 5 to 10 minutes of it, we should spend just looking at the proposals, the Decentraland DAO, and just like kind of like live reacting to them. You know, we should have like dedicated segments. And this sounds like a good one, just to kind of keep our eyes on what the broader community is up to, you know, and because, you know, whatever they decide on, it impacts all of us in this call today, right? So, and yeah, and also it's going to galvanize us to participate. As little men as we're holding, like you still matter.
Yeah.
Your voice still matters, dude, even if you only got like 10 mana in your wallet, dude. I'm not even sure if you're allowed to vote with 10 mana, but like what's the minimum?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but yeah, you're right. Like all of us need to become more educated and more active and more, yeah, like, you know, activism is a word, right? So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, like we have a proposal here, 1 mana per wearable submission. That's interesting.
There you go.
Yeah, man, you could spend full-time hours like kind of reading through and breaking down all these like submissions and proposals.
All right, so there's some opinions in the chat on this topic.
Yeah.
500 is too spicy for this Canadian. I feel you, man. $500 is spicy for a lot of people, dude. Most people don't even have $500 like retirement saved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just the nature of life. But I guess any like venture, right? There's like a capital requirements and like risk involved. So
yeah, we talked about this in the past before. Remember how I think we had someone from Decentraland. We asked them like, what happens if somebody does a proposal where they do a UBI, like everybody gets free mana on a monthly basis and it passes. I don't think the Decentraland team has to implement it, right? There has to be some sort of checks and balances for a lot of this stuff. And so Third Eye is saying that not the whole proposal was actually implemented, and the team chose like cherry picks which parts to implement. So I think there's a lot of that happening, which is kind of sketch to a certain degree, right? It's either all or nothing. Like why else vote if that's the case, right? So I definitely hear that. And so I do think there's some explanation to be had here. But it's tough, man, when it's, we've had this conversation in the past before, when you're trying to build a plane and then you're trying to have the community kind of dictate where the plane goes, you have to build the plane first, and then you can have the community kind of decide what happens next. And so to a certain extent, maybe Decentraland is still building the plane. I don't really know.
damn, dude, looks like we struck a nerve. This brings me back to
Yeah,
the old days. Something about wearables, man, it really gets people going.
yeah, it is, right?
You want to know why? It's because it affects everyone. And, everyone's got a stake in this little micro economy that is the Decentraland wearable market. So whatever changes are made, they're felt across the board. So I'm not surprised by this response.
It's a grind junkie. He says, for example, I've been learning Blender working and saved my 100 mana to submit. Then I paid $300 for now. I need to come up with the difference if I were to submit it. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, and so Third Eye saying it wasn't a proposal from that Volk Pixie submitted. Okay, there's some background there. Yeah, man. When it comes to like shit wearables being submitted, the market. This is what Iman says all the time. The market should decide what is shit and what isn't. Right? If Snoop Dogg comes in, he just makes a T-shirt and it says Snoop Dogg on there. That's gonna be the best wearable ever made, right? And it's just a T-shirt. So like, I think we should essentially allow almost anything to go through, right? As long as it's just like, I don't know, grotesque or something.
Yeah. I guess like by implementing these like little buffers, by having these USD gateways, it kind of like makes the like review process a little more manageable.
But you know what?
Yeah, if it was a completely like wide open floodgate, then probably the wearable committee would have to be like 100 full-time staffers.
100%. Totally agree. And that's probably influences the price, right? If it's too cheap, they get too many submissions, and then it becomes not sustainable. But I mean, that's a good point. We have to like throttle the submissions based on the price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, this is it's interesting, and it may or may not play into future discussions on the meta economy. How open or how curated this platform can become. I think like we'll obviously lay the foundations to that, but in the future, I think there's going to be much more community involvement, similar 100%. To how the community is kind of dictating the future of the wearable market.
Yeah.
So get your debate hats on now, lads, while we're all still virgins to this governance thing. We're going to need it in the future.
Okay, so I'm getting a bunch of DMs for lots of reasons, but namely the Pope. So if you're not able to get a Pope, that's because you don't have an asset or you're not on the call. So you have to be on the call and you have to have a MetaZone asset to get a Pope. Dang, Alan, I've been without electricity for 3 days now. Why is that? What's going on over there in Canada? Cheddar Queso, I don't have a Pope. DM the bot. The password is Archiverse Meta. Technically, you need to own an asset. So let's talk about that real quick here. So on MetaZone, if you go to your account and you log in, and you click on this drop-down menu, click on Assets. This is what we call an asset. And what this means is some of these assets are on-chain and some of these are off-chain. So many of these assets are free. So the way you get one for free is you jump into one of the games. And so, for example, if you jump into a location at 61 -27 in Decentraland and jump into that game, you get a free asset, a crowbar. You get one of these med kits, and then that qualifies as an asset, and therefore you qualify for a Pope. All right, what does he say? Canada is falling apart. Please annex us. Man, it feels like many of the countries are falling apart, dude. This is your biggest nightmare coming true, man. The apocalypse is near.
I'm not even gonna go down that one, dude.
There's already too much despair happening.
Yeah, I gotta stay away from doom and gloom. Let's stay on the holistic pathway.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, Grind Junkies. I mean, I love DCL. I don't want to talk about. Remember when we did this all because they are worrying about the wrong things and they get blown out of the water? Yeah, I mean, DCL is definitely not perfect. You got to remember there's a bunch of humans behind the team, and they can make mistakes. We were super critical about DCL back in the early days.
Yeah, we really were. To the point where it might have had like some lasting effects on like like Decentraland's core team sentiment towards what we do.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but evidence suggests it did. I don't know, maybe for good, for bad reason. I don't know, dude, but we definitely probably ticked them off a little bit in the early days just because we were extra critical. But what it helped us do by being this voice and like the initiators of trying to, I guess, like get things aligned how they should be.
Yeah.
It attracted our core community in those days. And I think we're kind of like doing that again. Like we're not as critical. Decentraland has done a lot of good, and they have fulfilled basically their entire white paper, like as far as like minimum expectations, as far as like, you know, laying a foundation for this decentralized virtual world.
Yeah.
But there's obviously still like a huge disconnect between what that foundational organization is doing and what like the community is like focused on, right? There's actually a complete disconnect. Yeah. There is no connectivity in that collaboration at all. So that I think is the main narrative we're kind of pushing these days.
Yeah.
Probably going to further separate us down from that core foundation. But I think this is why you guys are here with us, because you agree with us, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
align with our thinking and stuff like that. So
in the early days, I mean, we were basically dumping on the builder. Like it was a wasted resource to spend any time on making the builder. And to a certain extent, we're still right.
It's been about almost 3 years, right? At least 2.
Yeah.
And you were right, pretty much.
Like, yeah, I mean, it was horrific just to spend any resources on the builder. But there's other things pulling the strings, right? When you have people investing in your project, you got to listen to them, right? They're going to make some suggestions that don't make sense. And perhaps, I'm speculating here, but perhaps was, you know, Decentraland team, we need more engagement. Figure it out. And so the Decentraland team was like, okay, I guess we'll make a builder so people can engage and then it's not really there to do anything but create engagement, right? So they were successful in that, right? People are using the builder, right? But the meat and bones of any metaverse is going to be the SDK. There's no way around it, right? There's just nothing you can do about it. People want to interact with stuff, right? That's why we have cool things like Decentral Games and WonderZone and Golfcraft, right? People want to do stuff, right? They don't want to look at stuff.
Yeah, Alan's. I use the builder shrug emoji. I wish I could use the SDK. So
Dude.
there's the argument for that too. Not everyone can leverage the SDK, which
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I totally get it. Man, I feel like I made a mistake in getting an engineering degree that's not programming. That I wish, because I took a programming class back in high school and I did all right, but I never liked it. It never clicked for me what programming was. I mean, as weird as that sounds, it never really clicked. Like, you have to do all this like text to make a tic-tac-toe game. You got to be kidding me. I'm not going to waste my time with this. And so it never clicked for me until, I don't know, until like I comprehend the superpower that development is. Because anything worth of like, any company that's worth anything right now is sort of like a tech company, right? There's a lot of development and programming involved. And so it's the biggest superpower that you can have in like a world like today, like capitalistic focused world. And yeah, man,
see, like,
I have that
Paradise
sympathy.
calling you out, dude. He said my degree isn't programming, and he's over here, churning out code, dude. What's your excuse, man?
No, they're absolutely no. He's right, dude. You don't need a degree to do anything. That's so ridiculous. And so, a little bit about, my background is I was brainwashed. I thought getting a degree was like something that you had to do and all this nonsense, right? So I did it, and I realized that it was just not worth all of that, right? There's huge costs going to college and all that. But the beauty that we have today is that you don't need degrees to do shit. All you need is essentially YouTube, and you can figure pretty much everything out. And so yeah, there's no excuse. I can learn programming right now. It's just we're dealing with another demon called time. It's kind of difficult to do that. And then I don't know if Oscar would want me to learn programming. I should be doing something else, right? So there's that.
True.
You got to be a team, right? You can't all be programmers.
Agreed. Yeah, everybody's got their strengths, and to me, I think it's just like Oscar, who does pretty much all the coding and programming behind the platform, the games, everything. I don't think there's much separation between him and I's like childhood trajectory. I think we both spent most of our adolescent years connected to virtual worlds of some nature, some kind. Yeah. But our like conclusive like takeaways from those experiences were completely different. So it's got to be some sort of wiring component. Like, he was more like, damn, this shit's cool. I need to figure out how to build my own cool shit. And he's like, damn, this shit's cool. I just need to like spend more time doing this cool shit. Like, I need to just get really good at this cool shit and like be the best. So it's definitely like you just got to have that innate desire to like, I guess, want to create, right? He's got the mind of a creator. I have the mind of a freaking butter noodle. I don't know. But point being, dude, and that's probably not even like true what I'm saying. Like, anybody can probably learn to code. You just got to have that desire.
100%. Everybody can learn how to code.
Yeah. You just got to want it, dude. Just like anything. Like if you're 200 pounds overweight, it's not like, oh man, I don't have the right wiring in my brain to like lose weight. Like, not false, dude. Like, you could do it too. You just got to make that choice and follow through, A little inspiration to, get us through our week.
I saw that comment, Neb. That was funny. I need to manage MetaZone. That's my superpower, I suppose.
Man, that's right, dude.
All right, head over to the giveaway channel and interact with the bot, and then all of you have a chance, an equal chance, to win this Curve Tower Meta by Archiverse Studios. This is the one.
Okay,
And
so we activated the bot? I missed it.
yeah, it's activated. So while you were chatting away, I was typing away.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. Well, so here it is. This was our first Meta Monday Meta drop, whatever we're gonna end up branding this. So it looks like Monday. Sorry, P-Dub, is like the majority consensus, at least for now. But we still have our Thursday Rovi calls too, and more than likely at some point in the future we're gonna have to inject a Corona zombie or no, a virus effect, some type of community event. I don't know if we'll end up merging that with Rovies or not. Like, yeah. We'll see. Because at some point it's gonna get too much. We're gonna spread ourselves too damn thin, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
but and then we have these aspirations to having more roundtable discussions with more developers, more people working to build stuff in the metaverse. Like, it'd be cool to sit down with the WonderZone guys and Ebriel and Pablo, who built Golfcraft, and sit down with Miles and let's talk about the nitty gritty shit that needs to get done for all of us to improve. You know.
Damn, Neb, it's 6 a.m.
Surf's up. Oh, yeah. Where are you? In Australia? Dude, you're awesome, Neb. Sure. Dude, for real, you're awesome. Dude,
yeah. Neb watches all our videos back when we used to make them, but yeah.
True.
Yeah, she commented on all our videos. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to the real homies, dude. You guys, I don't know. We're gonna have to do something special for you guys once we get to that doing special things to our guys phase. You know what I mean? Once we get there, well, we got a list. We got a list going, so you guys are all on it.
So Oscar says he doesn't have a programming degree, but he's been coding since he was in middle school. Yeah, man. I remember we started with making maps on Duke Nukem. Was it Duke Nukem or Doom? I think it was Duke Nukem. And we were making maps, and I think that's what hooked him, like in the early days. And then I don't know what I was doing, because I was making maps too, and then I just didn't pursue it.
Exactly.
Man, remember Duke Nukem, man? Shit.
Great game.
Such a good game. Damn it. They don't make them like they used to, right, Iron
Man? No, they definitely don't. It doesn't feel like there's the same.
You know what it was about Doom and Duke Nukem and Wolfenstein is you could kind of tell that these developers cared about the damn game. They cared. They wanted to make it fun. And
yeah, it was before the industry was consumed by, straight up ruthless capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah, now and that's kind of what happens,
Yeah, like a lot of times these games that come out and they're not finished and you're paying $60, you're expecting the games to be finished, but they're not. It's pretty wild, and it's pretty consistent that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we are all mostly in our mid-30s, most likely. So we can all relate to these old ass games, dude.
I can imagine people in there like, "What's a Duke Nukem?"
Oh no, the POAPs are all gone. No way. Damn, really? Son.
Well, send me a message, Jay.
You too, Cheddar Queso.
Yeah.
You said you picked up a med kit, so that implies you have a MetaZone account. So you should be able to qualify for your POAP. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, send me a DM. Hopefully I can, hopefully they're not out. All right, so we got a few more seconds away. In a minute, this Pope will pop. Sorry, Pope. This giveaway bot will pop.
Yeah, so shout out Archiverse Studios, the sponsor of this week's Meta Drop giveaway. Also, this Meta itself is live now on the drops page at MetaZone.io, and another badass drop coming tomorrow. And then in the subsequent days will be the bar drops, literally like the bars that are deployed up there. The interactive bar content,
dude. Green
very cool. Yeah, it's actually really very sick.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We've been really surprised by all the stuff that's being submitted. Like it's high quality work. Like it's very impressive. Dude, we got classic piano, dude. Come on, get out of here.
That is sick. If that fucking thing actually works, then shit.
Yeah,
I might buy that. Like for real.
Damn, all the popes are gone. What's going on? Man, I was gonna say something.
Oscar, do you know if the piano works, dude? The grand piano? I think that's next week. And by work, meaning like if there's any interactivity at all to it. Oh no, dude.
Yeah, man.
It's not interactive.
That's the challenge.
Such is life. It is challenging.
All right, we got a winner. Let's see who won. So Nature for Me 40 won the curved tower. Congrats. No, I pushed the wrong button, dude. There we go. Congrats. Nature for Me, send me a DM if you're there. All right, there we go.
Congratulations, dude. You won yourself a beautiful Archiverse creation, I think by the name of Curve Tower. Once you actually see it deploy, you'll immediately understand why it's called that. It's got a nice big prominent curve throughout the whole structure, which is pretty cool.
That's what she said, man.
Prominent curve. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Paradise says, I think interactivity should be a prerequisite for medicine missions. That's an interesting thought.
Dude, that's such a good point. I don't know if it should be a prerequisite, but I think from like an economic standpoint, the ones that have interactivity tend to be the ones that are more valuable, right? The ones that sell, the ones that are cost more, right? So I think
it's another example of letting the market figure it out, right? Like you just
exactly.
The market will determine. Okay, here's a non-interactive piano. It might be beautiful. Here's a not as beautiful one, but it's interactive, meaning my visitors can play jams on it or something. Yeah. The market will dictate the value between those two submissions, you know? Like if I'm perfectly cool with just the sex appeal of like 3D art sculptures, you know, also being viable, you know, marketable products.
Yeah, and this particular creator, Dannyverse, he's making us a zombie for Corona zombies. So come on.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, like this looks really detailed, man. It's kind of
it's beautiful. Yeah, like if I was going for like a classical vibe in my little, you know,
that's right,
metaverse crib, I want this piano in my house, dude.
So guys, thank you guys for being here. This is it's been an absolute pleasure for hanging out with you all and just you know, take advantage of the Monday, man. This is the start of the week. There's a lot of stuff ahead of us. We're gonna be getting together again on Thursday for Rovi Community Call and lots of updates for that. Play to earn, distributed game. And
hopefully I can make this one. There's a chance I might not be able to though.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Outside the bounds of the metaverse. Damn it, dude. Why can't we just live there?
IRL's taking over, dude.
I can't wait, dude. No health implications in the metaverse, dude. Like everything's coping steady, dude. Like get infinite lives.
Yeah.
Anyways, hopefully I see you guys on Thursday too.
But yeah, so that's it for us. Again, thank you guys, and we will see you next week.
Peace. Goodbye.